Tonight we're talking life insurance. And joining me in the studio now is Jim Minto, the Managing Director of Tower Australia Group, and live from Canberra, Director Beams and Associates and Authorised Representative of Count Financial, David Ray. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, John.
G'day, Jim.
Good evening, John.
Jim, tell me, why should people take out life insurance?
John, I think people should take out life insurance to be in control of the financial aspects of their destiny for themselves or for their dependents. Obviously, most people know life insurance is about what happens when you die and you leave money for people and so on, but that's important. But also, most importantly, people's greatest assets generally are their ability to earn an income. If they become ill, they can't work, who's going to pay the bills, who's going to keep those things going? Alternatively, if they pass away, who's going to look after their dependents and so on? So it delivers a tremendous purpose to people, gives them choices, gives their dependents choices, gives the sick person choices, and to enable them to rehabilitate or to get on with their lives.
Because we're talking about what's known as a product called income protection. And often people will use it when they're, say, sick for 2 or 3 years, but they recover and go back to work. So we're talking about that period of time when they're not earning an income, and the income protection is often the difference between maybe selling a house or keeping a house, taking the kids out of a school or leaving them in a school. So it's critical money at the time when people need it the most.
Oh, absolutely, John. And it's not about the old-style death insurance, so to speak. It's about keeping your choices on foot, paying the household bills, even if you're single. Who's going to pay your bills, give you choices, let you get better, help you get in full shape again, back to work, and then you can pick up your employment again. So income protection's become very, very popular as a form of insurance.
David, Jim's told us why people should take out life insurance, so why don't people take out life insurance?
Look, I think that, I think the main reason is that there's a lack of awareness around the need for insurance, and I'm constantly amazed by the number of clients that come in every week who have got no insurance cover at all. And in some cases we're talking about people with young families, they've got a mortgage, children who are at school, and they've got no insurance cover at all. So the impact on them financially, should they be unable to work, would be quite significant. And I think some of the other reasons are also the complexity around the types of products that are available, how much cover a client might need, a false sense of security that it's not going to happen to them, that the illness or the major injury will happen to somebody else.
The sort of she'll be right attitude.
Exactly right. And the unfortunate reality is that we all know somebody who's been affected by these types of things. And there's also...
Go on, mate, sorry.
There's also the feeling that the superannuation that clients have will be sufficient for their needs, but I think what I find is that most clients have only got enough cover in their superannuation to cover about 1/3 of their mortgage.
And when people come in and sit down with you, David, do they raise life insurance, or do you tend to have to raise it with them?
I'd say that probably only 1 in every 20 cases would a client actually raise the issue of insurance with me. It's something that we've got to raise with them because they don't know that they need it. They don't know the importance of it, and they've really not given much thought to the actual impact to their financial situation if they were going to be out of the workforce for a period of time.
And David, in your time as a financial advisor, how many clients have you had be in the situation where they've had to claim their income protection, or in the tragic situation of a death, had to claim the death benefit for the remaining family?
Look, we've dealt with a handful of cases where they've either claimed on income protection insurance or life insurance for their family in the event they've passed away. We've probably had a more tragic case where the affordability was an issue for a client, and because of that decided not to take up any cover at all, and subsequently passed away and left their family in a difficult position.
Thanks, David. So, Jim, we've heard from David why people don't take out life insurance, and you've told us why people should have life insurance. Government wants people to have life insurance. This government has made it very clear they want more Australians to have life insurance, and that Australians are both underinsured and uninsured. So what can we do in the industry to improve the levels of insurance?
John, I think the first thing the industry embraced some years ago, it started this LifeWise initiative. It was seeking to reach out to consumers, to provide insurance to them and make it more accessible. I think the encouraging advice, encouraging simplified products, simplified disclosure, more awareness, trying to create some consumer pull towards life insurance so people wouldn't see it as confusing, complex, but would see it as something that was relevant to them, something they needed, and so that they would be prompted to go and get it. The industry's also invested hugely in technology. New channels have developed. Most people have always got life insurance through advice, and that's enormously valuable.
And that's the one-on-one relationship with an advisor?
Yes, that's right. Very valuable. The government's also helping the advice industry with scalable advice, this new announcement that's come out to bring simpler advice through advisors to consumers. So that's really positive. There's the growth of the direct market. That's developing slowly. More and more people are buying that way.
And this is the advertisements on television, insurance line, the sort of funeral plan sort of stuff that I'm sure people see.
Yes, that type of thing, where people see a message and they say, hey, that could be me, I'll buy it. But so the message is getting out there. The great news is the market's grown enormously.
Yeah.
I mean, in 1997, just to measure it by premium dollars alone, the market was $2 billion.
Right.
Today it's over $9 billion.
Yeah.
And the cover has got cheaper. So the growth of the market's probably 5 or 6 times in coverage, but people are still hugely underinsured.
I mean, it's a pretty simple sum, isn't it? The more people who get insured, the lower the premiums.
Yes, and the better it is for society.
Yes.
For Australia, people have choices when tragedies occur, as we've seen with floods and so on the general insurance side. If people have got the money, they've got the money available, they can make good choices.
So, David, you're down there in Canberra and you're dealing with people who you recommend should get life insurance. We've still got some work to do, haven't we? It probably is in some cases expensive, so people need to talk to you and to advisors about getting the right sort of insurance. Second thing is, I guess, and Jim, I'm sure you'd agree, we're getting better and better on the paperwork, but there's still a lot of paperwork for people to fill in. David, that's part of what an advisor does. You sit down and walk people through the paperwork. That's right, isn't it?
That's right. Look, the process we take starts with making sure we understand how much cover a client needs, working with them to find an affordable level of cost for them and prioritising which types of cover are most important. We help them out with the paperwork, filling it all in, going through the underwriting and medical process, making that as easy as possible. Onto the review
Can I just
process.
jump in there? Because you can get a certain amount of life insurance without having to do medical testing, can't you?
You can, that's right.
Yeah.
For lower levels of cover, you can get some default cover or pre-approved cover as well.
I mean, I think some people might worry about thinking, well, I can't get life insurance because I have to go and get tests and I'm worried maybe I've got diabetes or something. But I think the other thing where the insurance is getting better and better, Jim, is taking into consideration the sorts of things that do make it difficult in the old days for people to get insurance. I mean, mental health's a great example.
Yeah, look, absolutely. I mean, we desperately want more Australians to have access to insurance, so we've all been working very hard on that. Worked constructively with the government. The Cooper Review's endorsed it inside superannuation. The government's agreed to that. That's a huge plus.
Yeah.
So insurance and super, very positive. The value of advice is very, very good, and more advice coming.
Yeah.
And the growth through direct and simplified products, guaranteed type products, that anybody can get access to life insurance now, regardless of their health conditions. The question is how much they want.
That's exactly right. I mean, in the old days, people who may have had depression or suicide attempts would have no chance of getting life insurance.
That's right.
Those days are gone.
They can now.
Yeah.
They can access certain products, and that's great news.
Yep. Thank you, Jim, and thank you, David, there in Canberra. It's time now for a quick break, and stay with us. There's plenty more to come.